First of all, thanks for having me back on. Feels good to be back.
We missed you. We missed having you.
Yeah, it's just things been busy.
Doing my traditional penis-colored car.
And
Trying to make it interesting.
I'm gonna blow your penis so hard. Yeah,
This
you
is
better
so
go up that side.
Oh no, I fucked up!
Oh
I
shit,
fucked up.
did you? Did you?
Oh,
How?
no,
Where are
no,
you?
no.
I don't even know where you're at.
Fuck up.
Where the fuck are you?
Do shit.
Just kidding, I know where you're at.
Do shit.
Oh, you moved
holy
just in
shit, that
time.
was so
Like, what
close.
the fuck? It's like you could see into the future. See what I did there?
Segue there, buddy.
Segue, exactly.
That's a good segue.
So tell everybody
So,
what's today's episode about, Chris?
So the topic today is time travel. Do you think
That's
it's
right.
possible?
Yes, I think it's possible. Do I think we'll ever get there? No, I don't.
Ever? Like ever? Not in the.
I think we're gonna all kill ourselves before we could even possibly get there. I don't know though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know all the scientific
probably
ways
right.
to get there, but I think it includes like being really close to a black hole or something.
Yeah.
Or
well, there's several
going
different
extremely fast.
ways or theories. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me
That's
ask you a
one
question.
of them. Like,
I don't know
What's
if
up?
this is a theory, but it's just something I always think about. Like, and I know you've watched enough Vsauce videos, you can probably answer this. But like,
possibly.
I know like when we're staring at something like really, really far away, that like the light that we're seeing from that object, like we're actually kind of like looking into the past, or yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a form of time
If we
travel.
could find a way, like say you have a really big telescope and you're looking at that, and you're looking at the past. If you can find a way to get from your point to that point, in like, 2 seconds, would you get there in the past or not? Since it already happened. See what I'm saying?
You wouldn't get there because
Okay.
what you're seeing isn't actually what's happening.
It's
what
just
you're
like-
seeing is actually the residual light of what
Right,
had
okay.
happened. Oh, damn.
Later. Man,
But
that
I
would
mean,
just be.
if you had a wormhole, maybe, like if you could, because that's like a lot of people say like with a wormhole it goes from like one part of the universe to another, but there's some
Right.
people who say that you could also go back in time with the wormhole.
I've seen
because,
people
like,
talk about
space and
wormholes.
time are-
Right. I've seen people talk about wormholes like using like a piece of paper as an example and folding that paper and getting from one point to
Yeah,
another. Like I always
yeah.
wondered if it worked the same way with time.
Possibly.
Like if
I mean, it's
if we
definitely
can find a way to
possible.
fold time, like get 2 points, like so you
Yeah.
not have to travel.
I
as
mean,
fast
space and
far.
time are like interconnected. They're like a part of the same fabric. I mean, that's
Is
what
that why you
the
hear people
main...
use the term space time?
Yeah, space, exactly. I mean, 'cause they consider it the same thing. Like Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. This kind of goes into what you were saying earlier about going really fast, like because the theory of relativity pretty much says that time is like different. It's dependent on you and like how fast you're going. So like
Right.
people who are orbiting in the Earth right now and the ISS, they're like kind of in the future a little bit, not by much, but they're like, because their time is going by slower than our time, because the way gravity works is like when you're closer or when you're oh shit, sorry, it's hard to concentrate.
Oh, you bastard!
Oh god. Oh man.
It's actually
so, like,
weird that
pretty-
you
so-
said that, because
Why?
I'm a big space geek, and I know that like on the International Space Station, like they actually have to correct their clocks every now and then because it'll go off by a second or something like that.
Yeah, that's.
I'm wondering if
because of
that's
the
why.
time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is why, because of the time. Because like they even say that it's because like the closer you are to a big mass, the slower time goes for you. They say that
Right.
people who are like walking around like the pyramids of Giza and stuff, like their
Right.
time is
Oh.
fractionally smaller, like moving fractionally slower for them than it is for like anyone else. I think that's pretty weird.
Man, you just kind of blew my
Think
mind
about.
because have you? There's a show. Man, what was it called? It was like it had Stephen Hawking in it. I think he actually
through the
used
wormhole,
an
maybe?
example like that. No, what was it through the wormhole? Isn't that Morgan Freeman?
Or was that Morgan Freeman? Oh, I know what you're talking about. His. I remember.
He had like it was
I
like 4
remember,
episodes,
Stephen
and one of them
Hawking
was
had one
actually
too.
time
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah. Shit. What was that called?
I thought I had like the
what,
word
6 or 7
universe in
years
it, but
ago?
I could be wrong. This was like almost
I
a
feel like
decade
most
ago.
documentaries about time have the word universe in them.
Yeah, true.
Through the time hole with Morgan Hawking.
Through the time. Morgan Hawking. Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh, I see you driving the fucking German car. You hit fucking German.
Oh, no. Ooh.
Ah,
You're
bastard.
blowing me up. Okay, freaking USA. Come on now.
Yeah,
Oh.
seriously.
Oh. Can you do
Have
it?
you ever,
Can you do it? Oh.
Like what you say about like when I think of the possibility of time travel, I think of like you said a huge mass, and I think of like a lot of speed.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been the same documentary. I don't know. It could have been a different one. But like it was talking about building like a train that would go all the way around the Earth.
Yeah, I've
Hit,
actually
like
was
really
just looking something
insane
about that.
speeds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a form of time travel almost,
Right.
because you'd be going so fast that you would be, your time for you would be moving slower than it is for everyone else.
Yeah, you're gonna have to we're gonna figure out that documentary and put a link to it.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I remember that was like the first thing I watched that literally blew me away. Because before that, I thought it was just like a science fiction idea.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up
Oh,
loving
yeah.
Back to the Future. But like just to
Right,
hear
oh,
the
yeah.
science behind it.
Like in relation to what you're talking about, like time moving slower. Like what they theorize is that if you can go close enough to a black hole, you can move like close to the speed of light, or at least close enough to where it would affect your time. So you could do that on a huge scale, where you would go and you'd orbit this black hole for a certain amount of time, going at close to the speed of light, and then when you come back, maybe only 5 years have passed for you, but for everyone else, it's like 60 years have passed.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like that, but at a larger scale. I think that's pretty crazy to think about. Like when you a lot of this stuff, it's like you hear a lot of it, but you don't ever like sit and think about it. Like think about like your world and your worldview right now, and then just try to put all these crazy things like as part of it, and it just kind of blows your worldview apart a little bit.
Right.
At least it does to me. I mean, that was like when I was little and stuff. I would just sit and think about how big the universe is, and it would just blow my mind, because you kind of have this certain set of. Oh.
Yes.
Damn.
I think that's why like we grew up just becoming best friends. Cause like I remember we were like 10 years old, and we would just sit outside and like look at the stars and just talk about that shit. Like we had no idea what we were talking about. We still don't, but it's just the thought of it's fascinating.
It's fun.
That's,
though. Yeah.
Back to what you were saying about black holes, that kind of reminded me. Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
No, I have not.
Oh
seen
my
it, I don't
god,
think.
man, you gotta watch that. That movie will blow your mind.
Really? I've heard a lot of good things about it.
So they actually use a wormhole to like, because they're trying to get to like these other planets to like test them out, because our Earth is like gone to hell or something. It's been years since I've seen it. But one of the planets they visit is extremely close to a black hole, and they're only there for a little bit on this planet, but they leave a guy in the ship or whatever, and when they go back to him, like I think they felt like they were gone for like an hour or something, but the guy in the ship, it was already like took him like 10 years or something like that. I can't remember the exact.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was
Damn.
he was there alone. The dude took it like a champ.
That is
too.
crazy.
If I'm on a ship
Really?
alone for fucking 10 years or whatever it was, it might have been 4. I can't remember, but I'd go crazy.
Whenever I think about being alone on a ship, I think about the movie Rocket Man, and when he wakes up from the sleep
Dude,
chambers,
like,
and he's like
that's
painting
exactly
on the
what
roof.
it would be like. Yeah, like you would go crazy.
Oh my god. Oh damn. Like I don't know. That would be freaking crazy. I wish I would have a chimp with me. I don't think I'd go as crazy.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
But like when you're isolated like that though, it'll freaking. I'm surprised he lasted 10 years, honestly.
Right. All these different sci-fi movies.
Crazy.
What is your think about all the different time travel movies? What do you think is your favorite?
Probably Back to the Future, just for the sheer like nostalgia, and it's a classic. It's like the first big time travel movie that got people really thinking about time travel, I think.
I'm still
it's
mad
iconic
that they
at this
haven't
point.
done a new one.
Right. I'm mad, but I'm also kind of, I don't know.
I get it.
I feel like
we'd
they'll
probably
ruin
be
it like they're
disappointed.
ruining.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But imagine what they could do, though, you know?
Like, we don't want it to end
They
up
could
like
make an awesome fucking movie.
We don't want it to end
Star
up like another
Wars.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah. Hey, I thought Joe Dirt 2 was hilarious.
I feel like
Although,
if they did
didn't they time
new...
travel in Joe Dirt 2? They totally did.
Really?
I think they did.
I seen it one time. There was a couple parts
my
where I was
God.
laughing. Have you seen Father of the Year yet?
I haven't seen
It's
Father
pretty
of the
good.
Year.
It's on Netflix. Watch that tonight.
Really? I'll check it out.
If you don't watch it tonight, then you're not my friend.
That's it. Okay.
No, it's pretty fun.
Have you seen? There's a movie that's kind of sounds a little bit like Interstellar. It's on Netflix. I forget what it's called. I think it was recently added, but it was about like these. It was like a wormhole opened. Oh. No, but I watched that. That's fucking good.
The new
That's
one,
awesome.
the new Lost in Space.
Yeah, the new one's pretty awesome.
Good.
I really dig it. But no, this one was about. It was like this wormhole just appeared in our, like right above Earth, and like through it you could see like another planet or something through it. And also around the same time these big black orbs started appearing everywhere, like around Earth, like everyone's freaking out and like going crazy because they don't know what it is. They're just randomly floating there, and like of course like the U.S. they're like trying to blow it up and shoot at it, and yeah. But they eventually like send it's like this new thing they're creating where they can put like it's like this experimental program where they're putting people's brains that
was luck
into like these robot things. Damn, I don't think I won a single round of that. But they put their
You won the first one.
like in Oh yeah. They put their brains into like these robots and they send them into like this wormhole to see where it goes, and it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna give it away. You should definitely watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You said it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. I'll have to figure out what it's called. I'll probably put the name in the show notes or something.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
release this on YouTube. So
it's kind of coincidence that this episode's on time travel because the old version of the movie Time Machine was on yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Crazy.
I really like the new version.
I haven't seen the old version.
Yeah, I think it was made in like the 60s.
You think it's worth watching?
Yeah, I'd watch it. It's the effects are corny and stuff, but like it's kind of like gives you the Twilight Zone kind of vibe.
Oh, that's cool. I really like that.
Around that time period.
Right. It's pretty cool. I love the Twilight Zone. I think that's another reason I've always been into really weird stuff like that, and like kind of crazy fringe thoughts and possibilities.
And that show used to scare the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah. There's all the weird shit that could happen.
My dad would watch it all the time, and I would just hear the theme song, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to my room. Gotta go play with some toys.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious. I think that might be I remember you and I talking about this before, like where we'd like go hiking or something and we'd be like in the woods and then we'd come out and it'd be like a different time period.
Dude, yes.
You remember talking about that? There was like dinosaurs or shit, like would come out and
like, dude, time travel was always like the biggest thing for me as a kid. Like I used to fantasize about it. And I always had different ways to time travel. Like that was one of them. Like we'd go in the woods and then come out and it would be like, like almost like you're going through a wormhole and you don't even realize it type thing.
Yeah.
But then I would have
that's
dreams.
possible too.
I would always have dreams of. I was there was a guy that was doing an interview who claims to have like went through a wormhole while he was under his sink, like trying to fix his sink or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. But yeah. Anyways, as a kid, I would always dream of time travel, like going to the future. I was a big future kid. That's Back to the Future Part 2 was my favorite because he goes to the future.
Oh,
but,
yeah. That's awesome.
I had this reoccurring dream where I owned a pair of shoes, and when I'd put the shoes on, I could like go to the future.
Whoa, that sounds like an adult fiction book that I would have
But
read
like,
in
yeah,
middle school.
the only thing is I had no control over where I'd be able to go, or like how far or what time. I would just put them on, and it would just take me somewhere. But it was always the future as a kid. But then when I took them off, I always had the comfort of knowing I can go right back to where I was.
That sounds so much like an adult fiction book I would have read in middle school. Like it's not,
Really?
but it sounds like it could be, you know. Oh my
Yeah.
God, are you serious? I got stuck. Like it sounds like
I don't
it
even
could
know
be
where you're at.
like, you know.
Right.
I jumped the thing, but I didn't even get close to getting into it for some reason. You can get back.
Another way I'd fantasize about going to the future as a kid is like I remember seeing this episode of Little Bear.
Yeah.
And
Love
like
that
where he
show.
was like, oh, this is my favorite episode. Just like the thoughts of being able to like go into a new world or something. Like he was laying in bed and like he climbed under, or he like went under his blanket and came out the other side, and he was in like a new world. But I would always like go in under my blanket and like climb out of the other side of it on the bed and like pretend
Hoping
like I
you
was
would be
going.
in another world.
Dude, I had myself
Gosh.
sold that I
I
was
think I've
actually
tried
going
that before.
a few seconds into the future when I would do that. I'm like, yeah,
Maybe you
I'm going
did.
into the future.
Maybe you did.
Man, I would never
you're doing
know.
it. The things you could convince yourself of as a child.
Yeah.
Is this freaking broken? I swear this is broken. I can't make it over there.
I don't even know where
Am
you're
I doing it wrong? I can't make it. I get out of the tunnel, but I can't make it there at all.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me kill myself.
No, I'm serious. Watch me come out of the tube.
All right.
I can't make it.
Damn.
Oh my God! Why can't I make that? Am I doing something wrong?
Well, for the
the
entertainment
hell?
of the video, if you want me to kill myself, I will.
No, don't kill yourself.
I
Let me-
think
let
it
me
is
try a couple more
broken.
times.
It's not glowing like it used to on the outside.
It used to have them all the way up, but it doesn't now. It
Yeah,
used to
it's not
have
even-
the
Remember the outside of it used to like flash?
yeah.
Yeah, it's not even doing that anymore.
Oh, that's lame. It's a bunch of
Wow.
baloney.
I'm gonna kill myself and try. Oh,
I
you already
killed
killed yourself? Sweet.
Yeah, I jumped out. Oh, okay. Maybe you can get it. Maybe it's just a glitch in the round,
Yeah, it could be.
not the game itself.
Fucking hackers.
That sucks. That sucks. Do you think it's possible that time travel could be actually, or like, do you think it's possible for interdimensional travel?
Yeah?
We could possibly go between dimensions. And if we could go between dimensions, could we possibly end up in like our past? Like maybe
Man, that is
for
crazy.
each I've read before that like there's this theory where like each decision that's ever made branches a new dimension. And so there's a dimension where every possibility that could happen is happening. So
Damn. And that's a dimension
wonder if
for
there's a
every
way-
single person, every single decision. So like a new dimension for
right.
every
It's
second.
unlimited. I mean, there's no way to even count how many that could be. It would just be unlimited. It feels like. I mean, there
It's
might
like
be a number. but
we can find a way to just
don't
go
know.
to some point.
yeah,
in the
yeah,
past.
just some point that's.
Yeah, this thing's fucking
you're gonna
broke.
make.
Wow.
Oh, that sucks. That's a pain in the butt. That's freaking
That
lame.
is.
Yeah. So I wonder if like maybe interdimensional travel would be easier or harder than time travel exactly.
I'll tell you what we need to do is we just need to find a wormhole and find some brave
Just go
souls.
through it. All right.
I mean, think about
I feel
how
like there'd be
brave
people who would sign up.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how brave the people were that went to the moon.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, they thought
If
they
we
were
even
gonna
really
die.
went to the moon.
Yeah,
Just kidding. I believe we went to the moon. I believe we went to the moon.
I want
I think
to
people
believe,
who don't believe it are crazy.
I do believe. But it's one of them things though, man, where I can't really just listen to a bunch of shit.
hard,
'cause
yeah.
It's hard not to start going down that rabbit hole.
Right,
But
I know. It's
I'll
like,
always be a believer. I mean, it's just.
yeah, I will too. I believe in NASA and I believe what they do, honestly.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's silly of
I
me
do-
to just
I
blindly believe, but it's not
I believe-
blind. I mean, I believe.
I believe there's some shit out there that we like faked. Like there might be some footage that we might have just faked a little bit. Like maybe we lost
Yeah.
some shit. And I do think
Yeah.
like we gave like the Swiss or something like some fake moon rocks.
Really?
Yeah, it was
It's
like
possible,
it was
yeah.
like petrified wood or something. But I mean, we didn't have enough for the whole world. We ran out of moon rocks. We gave you petrified- what are we
Right.
gonna do? Give you the last four moon rocks? No, assholes.
There was some weird stuff with like Neil Armstrong, though, wasn't there? Wasn't he being like super weird about it or something? Or was that just
There's a like a
some media bias?
there's like a press
the
conference
moon?
they had afterwards where they
gorgeous.
were acting weird.
See, that stuff kind of weirds me out.
But think about it though, then they're probably fucking drained.
Moon
They
is
go up
crazy,
there
but-
thinking they're gonna die.
Yeah,
Exposed to all
seriously,
this
it probably messed him
radiation.
up for life. You know, like it probably really screwed him up. Hey, how'd you get up? How'd you do that? I saw you over there. I saw you over there.
Dude, I
Got
went
out
up
the
the
hole.
side. I can't get to where you're at, but I can get up there so you can kill me.
Isn't that a pain in the ass?
Yeah, whoever created this game was a fucking Nazi. Conspiracy theories. Somebody
Conspiracy
from the
theories.
future knew we were going to start raising awareness on time travel, went back into the past, changed this roundup to try to
Whoa.
stop us from finishing this and
Whoa.
making this fucking like be released. Boom.
Holy
Time
shit.
travel proved
Or-
right there.
Or what if we're remembering a split dimension where it had it all the way up and it actually you could never
Are we getting into
get
the
all way up
Mandela
the ramp?
effect?
I think we are. We just went from time travel to the Mandela effect.
I was actually gonna bring up doing an episode on that, but I don't know. Like,
We should. I think we should.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know a lot about it. Like I know a little bit, but I don't know what we could really
like talk about
maybe
for
just
an
like
hour.
the certain theories. Yeah.
Yeah. So any topics that people out there want to hear, like seriously, comment what you want to hear us talk about.
Please ask us questions like anything. Seriously. We want it.
People
we want it
people
all.
just don't want to ask questions anymore.
I don't know why. Just
When I
be
was growing up,
inquisitive.
we asked Jeeves like 5,000 questions a day.
right? Right? Oh, damn. That was close, it seemed like.
What?
Man,
Me shooting you?
Ask Jeeves was the shit. Yeah.
It blew my mind. I didn't understand how it works though. I still don't. Was it just like a browser?
It was Google. It was like Google before Google. That's pretty much exactly what it was.
Because I was literally asking it questions and I couldn't figure out what kind of answers it was giving me. I was like, hey Jeeves, what's your last name?
Yeah.
I literally
Like it
thought
was
Ask
like-
Jeeves
Almost
was
like Smarter Child.
Was like Siri, yeah, or Alexa or something.
Whoa.
Dude, you just
that's
if you
kind of
think
like
about
our
it,
generation's Siri.
if you think about it, Siri and Alexa are pretty much like descendants, or not? Yeah, descendants of
Yeah, no,
Smarter
yeah.
Child.
Whoa. You're right, man. That's crazy.
There's got to be like some kind of like a family tree of like different bots, like popular bots. Like just think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Siri and Alexa won't be
Like
here
the-
forever. There's gonna
Like
be
the
newer ones to
evolution
replace them.
of robots and personal assistants.
Yes.
That's gonna be weird. Imagine when like Siri and Alexa have like legs and arms that can do shit, you know?
Hell yeah.
Like
Dude, just think
clean
about,
your house.
You want to know what the future's gonna look like? While
What?
we're talking about Back to the Future and shit like that. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and break it to you. I want a pair of shoes that sends me to the future. Okay.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, here's what I see as the future. Like,
I just
you,
I don't know why.
I like how you
I just
actually
picture
went
like
along with
12-year-old. I just picture like 12-year-old you Like, I just imagine you when you were 12 with these shoes. You're like, holy shit, Chris, check this out. And you're like putting them on. Like, I don't know. It's just so
And
funny
like,
to me.
dude, think about how fucking bad that would suck. Because eventually I'd grow out of them and not be able to go to the future anymore. Man,
Oh my
this
God.
has got to be a
See,
book.
that's what I'm saying. It has
has
to
to
be.
be a
It
book.
has to be a book.
And you can do like
That's
sequels where he
so
has a
funny.
kid and he gives the kid the shoes.
Whoa. Holy
Oh, dude,
shit.
okay,
yeah.
holy shit. It's a movie. You know, it starts
Uh-huh.
out where this kid gets a pair of shoes from his dad and he goes into the future and all this. And there's all the shit he screws up or something, or there's like a huge mess. And then you don't realize it, but you release a prequel after that. His father's story and why he,
Whoa.
what he did with the shoes and why the shit was so messed up in the first
Whoa,
place.
That's crazy.
And then boom,
That's crazy.
it's not really his dad. I don't know. He like
and then all of a sudden Hector Zeroni's throwing him off a bridge.
oh my
And
god.
Stanley Yelnats is getting them in its holes. Oh my god.
It's like a cross.
It's like a crossover. We should write movies. We should write movies for people.
That would be
'Cause they
cool.
clearly can't write movies.
I can't write
Although
though. I
all
have
of our
ideas,
movies
but I
would
can't
like
write.
cross. Yeah, me neither.
Every time I try to
think
write
I
like a
can. I
book
try,
or
but-
something, every time I try to write a book or something, I swear I finish it and I'm like, oh yes, this is gonna be such a good book. And then I'll go to like print preview and it's like 3 pages long.
You're
I'm like, oh
right.
shit, this ain't much
Right.
of a book. Like,
It's like, damn, this book turned into an essay.
yeah, the
Fuck.
way authors can like spread out words and like go into such detail, like,
Yeah.
I can't do that. Like, I'm good at writing like short stories and stuff. But
Yeah.
book format, I just
Yeah.
can't do it, man.
They spend like 15 minutes on like something that took 2 minutes to happen. You know,
Right.
like explaining. it.
Exactly.
I don't know how they can do that shit.
I like how we're still trying to play this. Like it's
Yeah,
obviously
even
not
though
gonna
it's
work.
like impossible.
It's kind of just like target practice. Like here, practice shooting me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
If you could go, yeah, if you can go anywhere in the past, like at any time period, and witness like a big event or anything, what would you choose to go?
Damn, that's tough. That's a tough question. Oh man. I don't know. Probably till last week, so I could re-eat that pizza I ate over. It was
Oh,
the best
God, it
pizza I've
must
ever
have
had. No, just kidding. I really have no idea. Like I really.
I don't
Did you
either.
throw a?
Yeah,
Did you throw a Molotov cocktail at me? It almost
Yeah, I
hit
did.
me. I think.
I'm trying
It
to
got
get you,
pretty
man.
close.
I feel like the older I get, like I used to like always dream about the possibilities of where to go and when. I feel like the
Mhm.
older I get, like I'm just realizing that like humanity just kind of fucking sucks. Like I can't just tell you one really good time. Think about it. Like in the past, what was a really good time of history in the past? Like I can't think of one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I can't.
We
really
always
either.
say like those were the good old days, but that's more like
Mhm.
nostalgia. But like there never was a time when like people lived. You know,
Yeah.
like
Good. Like maybe like the natives before
right,
Columbus got here. You know, like when it was all just like living off the land and shit.
right.
Money and greed
Seriously,
wasn't
though,
involved.
yeah.
That's probably like
and then
the
the
best
white man
time.
came and ruined everything.
You're right. I mean,
I always think like, oh, how cool would it be to go back and to like England and you know what I'm saying? Like back in like the
there
900s.
probably are like
and then
stretches
you
of
go,
years where it's probably okay.
We always think about how cool though like the medieval period was, but then you go and like you're starving and getting your head chopped off
Yeah, it's
by a
like the
fucking
Black
Viking.
Plague and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It would be really terrible. Like nobody lived past their 25th birthday and shit. Like.
Right. Think about
No,
how
I'm just
fucking
kidding,
scary
but-
it would be to be alive during World War II and just knowing you're probably going to war. Like
Gosh.
everybody's grandpa was in Pearl Harbor, you know.
Gosh, that would be fucking yeah.
Like
That
it
would be
has
super
gotten
scary.
a lot better in terms of like security. Like it always seems like
Yeah.
a mess, but oh, so close.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's possible that it's just like a lot of people say like more bad things happen now, but it could just be that we're more connected and we're more, you know, socially like available all the time, that things just get around faster, you know. It always could have happened, we just didn't know about it before, you know.
Yeah, dude, my ADD has to be pretty fucking bad. I remember telling you what the future was like, and I don't think I ever told you what the future was like.
Oh yeah.
Did I?
Well,
like, did I just get
what's
off
the
subject?
future like? I
Okay,
think
so
we might have
basically-
just started talking about something else.
That's weird, man. Fucking too late. Anyways, what was I gonna? I think I got on the subject of talking about my pair of shoes. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the
yeah.
book. Okay, so
Oh,
in the
yeah.
future, everybody is gonna be on a universal income. First of all, that's to debate on another episode. We'll talk about universal income
yeah.
because of like automation and shit like that, like robots doing all the work.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, eventually, all the nations are going to be ran by people like Cheery and Alexa to make our decisions for us
Robot-led
because they
nations.
always make the right decision, like mathematically.
It might be better.
Yeah,
It might
like,
be better.
but there's always going to be the threat
I'd
of
say it would be.
hackers getting into the system.
Sure.
Next thing you
Trying to
know,
fuck
Siri's
people.
trying to wage war
shit up.
on West Korea or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's totally possible too because, Siri, they rationalize like if one human can do it, all humans can do it, so they all deserve
What
death,
if, like, one day, like, this world is just gonna be ran by like two like peoples,
hmm
like the robots and the humans are just like wealthy, lazy slobs that just sit on their ass and eat all day, and then the robots like do all the work and run government and all that. The military's all
Yeah.
robots.
like Wall-E.
Is that how that is? I've never
I
seen
think so.
Wall-E.
I've never seen it, but
Like,
I've never
there's
seen
humans
it.
and
But I
they're
know
just-
it's like
they're just
the
fucking
robots.
lazy.
Yeah, yeah. I know they're like all humongous. All the people are humongous, and they sit in like these computer chairs all day.
Oh man, I gotta watch that then. That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's something like that. I haven't seen it, but I've seen parts of it like that. Have you ever heard of a guy named John?
Jacob Jingle.
John. Have you ever heard of a guy named John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt?
No.
No. Have you heard of a man named John Titor? I think's his name. John Titor, something like that.
No. No, who's that?
So, pretty much, he's this guy who, in the early 2000s, he was posting on 4chan, and he was supposedly a time traveler. Like, he was saying that he was from, I think it was like 2036 or something, and he was part of some secret government, he was part of some secret government agency, and they sent him back in time to get a computer from the 70s. It was like one of the first computers, and it had this function of reading. It had this function of reading computer code. I don't know the exact story all the way, but it was something similar to that. And it turned out that like this thing that he said this computer could do ended up being confirmed by IBM as actually being able to do that. And like a lot of his like posts were like coming true and stuff. And
Wow.
so a lot of people think that he was, and some people think that, and since it was right around the time of Y2K, a lot of people think he was the reason that Y2K didn't happen. Like he came back in time to prevent Y2K.
Whoa, what if?
Do you remember Y2K? Like, do you
Yes,
remember
dude.
like?
Were we together?
It was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah,
I
you
remember my
remember
parents were,
we were at your
drinking or
house.
something. Yes, and we like turned
Our
out the
parents
lights.
were drinking.
Just
Yeah,
try
we
to scare 'em.
went into the fuse box. Remember?
Yes.
Oh man, that was good. Those were the good old times. But yeah, like it's weird that a lot of people now. It's weird that 18-year-olds now wouldn't remember,
Wow.
Y2K. But for us, it's like it's still pretty
If you
good in our
s- yeah.
memory, you know.
If you say Y2K to an 18-year-old, they're like, "What is that? The new NBA game?
Yeah, right.
Oh, you play
Exactly.
2K?"
Oh
Hell yeah.
yeah, right. It's weird that was such a, and like everybody was afraid of it too. Like everybody.
I feel like all the adults were, and the kids were just like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, right. We trusted the computers. We were like, it's fine.
Dude, we fucking grew up with them. Like to our
Yeah,
parents, they were
true.
all new. Like for us, it was just
Mhm.
normal because it's just all we had, really.
Right. It's pretty cool that we were a part of that time period where we kind
We
of knew
literally
computers,
transitioned.
Like, yeah, we were like the transition generation. It's crazy. It's weird because especially since we saw technology change, like
Yes.
from dial-up internet to broadband, and like
Exactly.
from the video games of
We're the first, like,
PlayStation
we're the
to-
pioneers of that, you know? Like we experienced that. And like
That's pretty crazy.
my kids, they're never gonna know what it was like to not have that.
Right.
And like,
Exactly.
you know, Netflix and shit like that, that's all like this new thing, you know what I'm saying? Like where people just like a lot of people like including myself, like we don't pay cable companies anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I get internet and I can watch whatever I want.
Seriously.
Like who needs
A lot of people don't
commercials?
even have home phones anymore, you know? Remember
Dude.
when home phones were a thing?
I
A lot
read
of people don't
something,
even know what that are.
Yeah, like 25% of the country or less than that. It might be 20, like even own a landline. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I believe it now. I mean, with cell phones, what's the point? You know,
Right.
what's the
Yeah.
purpose?
I don't own a home phone.
No, yeah, me neither.
Even worse, like corded phones. Like, man, remember corded phones?
Right? Oh, that's weird. It's
It's
weird
weird,
that
I remember-
we grew up in a time when we can remember corded phones.
Right. I remember
and
being
now
a
it's all
kid.
cell phones.
I remember being a kid and like seeing all this shit that like my grandparents used and being like, that's fucking weird. But like, I didn't know
Right.
that the stuff we were using then would end up being the same thing, you know?
Super weird, yeah. It's crazy. And not
Like,
even
remember-
just weird to our kids, but weird to us even a little bit too, because things have changed so
yeah.
much.
It's just changed. You remember when we would go into like Walmart stores and like when you'd first go in the doors, there'd be like racks with AOL CDs and shit on there?
Whoa, yeah, and you used to get them in the mail all the time.
Yeah.
I remember
don't
getting
know
them in
why.
the mail all the damn time. Fuck, I fell off.
I'm not sure the motive, but my dad we'd always go to like Walmart and we'd just walk in there and take handfuls of them CDs and just walk out.
I remember that about your dad. I remember your dad always having a lot of AOL CDs, and I could never
Yeah, like he had
understand
boxes
why.
of them. Like, what do you think he was gonna do? Like, sell them to people who could get them for free? Or I bet if
He was
still
saving
had
the
'em-
internet, man.
Yeah, I bet it, dude. I bet if you still had them, like, it would just be interesting to get your hands on one and put it in like a computer,
Right.
just see what happens.
See what it would even do. Yeah, like the computer would explode or something. I don't know.
Man, I just want to go back to those days. Oh shit, you're not in that yet. You're in this one.
Oh,
Ah, just missed
oh,
you, dude.
damn. So, do you believe that there are like secret government agencies that possibly have time travel, and they can like time travel and shit? Have you ever thought about that? Like, you know
I've
how
thought
like some
about
people
it.
say that the military has like futuristic, like military grade weapons and shit. You know what I mean?
Which they do, and I've thought about
Oh,
that,
yeah,
and
of course.
fantasized about it, but I don't believe it. I mean, I just think it's too far out there. But you know, I'm gonna leave it open. I don't know for
Yeah.
sure, but do I think so? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it would be cool
I'm
to
not really
think.
sure. I don't know.
I'm kind of
It would be
scared
cool.
of time travel. Like, I want to do it, but I don't want anyone else to do it. Like, think about all the shit you can change.
Yeah, you could fuck shit up, especially with like the paradoxes and stuff that there supposedly are. I mean, you could, you know, just talk to the wrong person and your entire life is completely different. It's weird to think about.
Isn't that kind
changing
of what
the
the
past like
butterfly,
that.
the butterfly effect is? That's another good time travel
Yeah.
type movie.
Oh yeah,
The,
that is. I do like the butterfly effect.
but
the
I've been
original
wanting to
one.
watch that. It's really good.
It's
But
been a while
I
since I watched it.
think the actual effect is like something like if just like a flutter of a butterfly wing or something can cause like the end of the world or something weird.
Yeah, it's like supposed to be able to cause like a hurricane across the world or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if I understand exactly. I guess it's just like the small. I guess it's like supposed to be like the world and our universe is so interconnected that even just changing one tiny thing is
Right.
enough to cause a ripple effect. You know, to change
Exactly.
something humongous
Like if you go
elsewhere.
back, you know, to when you were a kid and you remember, you know, raising your right hand in class to answer a question, and you just decide, okay, I'm gonna raise my left hand. Like that could just alter so much. Like it's kind of like a domino
Yeah.
effect of different things that eventually.
Right. Even just
Like it-
those small, tiny decisions could have huge implications. It's
Right.
scary to think about, and it's scary that if time travel were possible, that
It's getting
people could
deep.
change it like that.
Right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We always get deep here on StreamBeanz, baby.
This is a deep ass conversation, yo.
That's a deep ass conversation. Oh damn, son. Oh damn. Oh,
I
you
tried to wing
almost
ya.
got me.
Try to
You
hit you with the
almost
wing.
got me. That was crazy. So I've also heard this theory about paradoxes, and like when you go back in time, you're actually going back to a different split dimension. So if that were the case, paradoxes wouldn't be a issue because it's a completely different timeline that you're going back to.
It's not
right, so
the
it wouldn't
same exact
actually
past.
cause any effects. Yeah. And he said things like natural disasters and stuff, like you can't predict those. Like you can't. Whoa!
Damn, I died. Oh shit,
No,
I'm
you
alive.
didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah, and I parachuted.
Oh,
I'm not gonna die, dude.
I know. How are you gonna die? There's planes on the ground and stuff. I think there's
Down here? Dude, is there a
so.
fucking jet down here with like bombs?
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, I can't even see you anymore.
Oh wait, no, this is the regular base.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Wait, was you still shooting at me?
Yeah. Where are you at?
In the
You
past,
ass
bro.
fool. Oh, you. Oh. It's in the past. Past.
Are you shooting at me?
What? No. You crazy.
Yeah, you are. Oh, you're so fucked. Oh.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Damn.
Oh, that was cool. You got really close. So hopefully soon we'll be doing some better streams. I'm hoping to switch to PC soon. And I'm hoping we could get some new people on here. Maybe some guests.
You know, I try not to be, but I seem to be kind of a hater on conspiracies.
Yeah,
No.
I'm somewhat of a skeptic myself, but it's easy to be.
I'm just
you
a
know.
guy who I don't believe something until it's proven. You know,
Right,
and
it's
until
hard-
it's
yeah, you
proven,
need
I continue
good
to say I
evidence.
just don't know. You know,
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I like to be. Sometimes I'm not that way, and it's not good. I can be biased, but I always strive to do that.
Right.
I feel like the best thing you can do is to change your mind with new evidence. You know, like
Right.
don't be so firm in your beliefs that no matter what evidence comes out that you're not going to change your mind. I think that's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Right.
And I think
Yes.
that's probably a good place to end this podcast / game stream. What do you think?
Yeah, man, sounds good. It was fun. Have to come back more often.
It's been definitely. We'll have to have you on here more often. It's always a good show with you.
Yes,
For
definitely.
sure. You have anything else to add?
Damn, you put me on the spot. I wanted to say something cool, but. Ah!